On this episode of Game Shack, I have some updates from iiRcade. I ask whether or not Arcade1up is ever going to release a new title for 2023 other than Fast and Furious. And all three companies are having big Father's Day sales, so let's talk all about it coming up next. Hey everybody, welcome on back into the Game Shack. I am your host, JDV. Thank you for stopping by the channel. It really does mean a lot to us. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell if you do. And give us a thumbs up on the way out the door. It really does help us. You guys are this channel's only sponsors. All right, let's just jump right into it. Last week, I recommended iiRcade to you guys at $299 plus I think $100 shipping and handling for that Gen 1 Wrestle Skin cab that they still have available. I would still recommend it. I think at that price, it is a very good deal. Particularly if you go in there with an extra $50 or $100, you can walk out of there with 20, 30, maybe even 40 games with that kind of money and have yourself a very nice little kind of tweener multi-cade type cab. I do think that that's a good deal. However, it has been pointed out to me since that episode that while it says on their website at iiRcade that you can pre-order the Gen 2 Gold Edition, that is not true. When you go and you click on that, which I did not do, which I should have done, but I didn't do it, and when I went back to do it, no, they will not let you pre-order that Gen 2 Gold Edition cab, which I think is a very, very bad sign for the longevity of that company, because that, I mean, for multiple days that's gone on. And it's now been over a week since I have an email out to iiRcade, and I am on their list of guys that, you know, they send out news to and everything like that. They have not responded to my email asking, you know, if the company's in trouble or anything like that. So those two things combined make me think that, oh man, maybe there is some real trouble brewing. I mean, it's one thing to move offices. It's one thing to shift as you're introducing a new product line and having a gap in time there. But when you have on your website that you're taking pre-orders for something, but you're not, that means that they're not even putting money away to put out the next 1,000 cabs. I mean, that to me is an incredibly bad sign for that company. And while I do wish them luck because more competition is better, and I do think that Gen 2 cab looks really sweet, it's not a good sign. So I hope that we hear something official from iiRcade in the next couple of weeks to kind of calm everybody's nerves on this. But for right now, yeah, I would still recommend that you buy that cab. However, go ahead and purchase every game that you want and download it to your machine as fast as you can, because there's no guarantee that they are going to be there after you buy that cab. Speaking of companies that might be having a little bit of trouble, let's talk a little bit about Arcade1up. Now, they're still the king of the hill in a 3/4 scale arcade niche. Of course, they sell millions of cabs while everybody else just sells tens of thousands of cabs. Still, it is very interesting to me that in the year 2023, we're almost halfway through June, and the only new title that has been announced has been that Fast and Furious cab. And while that is a really good looking cab, arguably the best racing cab that they've ever made, the fact that we have seen nothing else other than reissues of cabs, the Star Wars cab has a slightly different design, and you get to have the coin door, and of course the deluxe legacy versions, the Gen 3 of those style cabs have been out, and those are very nice looking too. But there are no new titles on there. You're not getting any extra games on that Star Wars. You're not getting any extra new or different lineups really on those deluxe cabs. Obviously, there's interest in Arcade1up games still, particularly when they're on sale, as they are now, and I'm going to get a little bit more into that. But it is really interesting to me that they have not even announced anything like the Star Wars trilogy. I know 19K Fox talks about the rumors of that coming out in a nice supersize or XL size cab. I think that would be great. I think an XL version of Big Buck Hunter or something like that would be awesome. I mean, I thought that we would see either an Area 51 or a House of the Dead title, and I don't think that's going to happen either. I think if we do see a new shooter in the year 2023, it is just going to be a Big Buck Hunter, but a better, bigger design. Maybe we're going to see a Robotron. Maybe we will see that Star Wars trilogy. I know people have a lot of interest, including myself, in that cab. But there has really, really been a dearth or lack of new titles announced or even really whispered from Arcade1up. And the one thing that we thought for sure that we would see is a new shooter in the form of Time Crisis. and we're already halfway through June. In 90 days, we're going to be well into the start of fall, i.e. the beginning of where people, manufacturers, are thinking about Christmas. So I would think that we should start hearing a whole bunch of new titles dropping from Arcade1up over the summer. Fingers crossed that does happen, because of course I want Arcade1up to stay in business. One other thing to note about Arcade1up is that all of their new products are still only available at Best Buy. You cannot get any of the newer cabs at Walmart or Target or QVC, Kohl's. The places that you would normally be able to find these new titles are still only available at Best Buy. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Again, that feels a little bit like they're trying to protect their butts a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's not. I mean, maybe we'll see all these cabs available at Walmart next week. But for now, the only place that you can buy Fast and Furious or those new deluxe cabs are at Best Buy. I don't know about Star Wars, but I think Star Wars, that's the only place you can get it too. I haven't really been looking for that game, but I did just look at Walmart and I did not see the new Star Wars game there. So take that for what you will, but it is interesting. And to wrap the episode up, there's a big Father's Day sale for all three companies going on. You can get the deluxe cabs from Arcade1up for $50 off. Again, I think that cab is going to be going to $400 at some point, just because I think that people who already own Gen 1 or 2 cabs are not dying to jump into the Gen 3 cabs, no matter how good they look. Yes, new buyers will be happy to jump in and maybe spend $450 on those titles, but you know, realistically, $400 is probably where it's going to go. But anyway, if you have $450 burning a hole in your pocket, go out and grab those new deluxe cabs. Fast and the Furious, curiously enough, is still at the initial MSRP, so you're not going to get a deal there. iiRcade still has sales on almost all of their games, maybe all of their games now. So again, if you're going to buy into that system, or you already have, now is probably the time that you want to grab those games. A, both because it's on sale, and two, who knows how long any of them are going to be available. And atgames is not going to be left out of this conversation. They too are going to have a big Father's Day sale, another National Owners type day, customer appreciation day. The only real quibble I have about any of that is if you're looking to pick up the ALP or the ALU, don't you kind of want to wait until we know what the pricing is and the specs are on the Gen 2 cabs? I know I would be. Now, I love my Gen 1 ALP and ALU. I really don't have any plans on upgrading them, at least not until I see the specs. I am going to have an episode talking about what I like to see in both of those new cabs moving forward down the line. This is an opportunity to pick yourself up something nice for Father's Day or for maybe your old man. All right, so that wraps up this episode. Thank you for stopping by the Game Shack. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up out the door. Love each other. And until next time, I'll see you guys here in the Game Shack. Mwah!
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.